There's something that we haven't done for a while, and a number of people just like to hear the jingle anyway.
Yes.
So shall we do our cream of the streams?
Cream of the streams.
Okay, here we go.
World Wide Web.
Megabits and megabytes.
Information superhighway.
Ouch.
Buffering.
Da,
Cream of the streams.
Never gets
Any
old,
more?
does it?
I like the full version of that. I like the 12-inch mix.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's banging, isn't it?
What are we talking? What
So,
is banging this week?
So Anima, which is a solo album by Thom Yorke, from Radiohead.
I know him.
Thom. And so it's the title apparently refers to, Anima, the Carl Jung thing. And it's Anima. It's there's the Carl, it's Anima and Animus, isn't it? I mean, I'm
Animatatum. Animatatorum. Animatis.
Animatatum for the rest of your life. It means again. It's Hakuna Animatatum. That's what it's called. The new Thom Yorke album is called
Hakuna Matata.
Hakuna Matata.
Followed up Suspiria.
He has.
Doing The Lion King.
He has. But it's interesting that you mentioned Suspiria because there is this 15-minute film by Paul Thomas Anderson, which premiered, I think, for one night only on some sort of big IMAX screens, but is now on Netflix. And it's like a short film with 3 tunes from the new banging album, Not the News, Traffic and Dawn Chorus. And it's basically a sort of a dance art installation piece, which is choreographed by Damien Jallet, who worked on Suspiria, on the remake of Suspiria, in which you thought the choreography, I think you thought this quite rightly so, the choreography was the very best thing about the film. So it's a 15-minute short. It starts with Thom on the, I know it's Tom, but I just can't stop saying that now because
it is quite annoying now. So let's just stick with, you might as well say Tim.
Yeah,
as in Elton John.
Which starts with Tim.
Tom Rice.
On a on a train, and everyone in the carriage is sort of falling asleep. But as they fall asleep, it's kind of like a modern dance version of falling asleep. So there's this very kind of interesting thing about them all. You know when you're sitting on, I do this all the time. You're sitting on a train, you fall asleep, and then you jog your head forward.
Yes.
So it's like a dance that's inspired by that. And then he catches the eye of another passenger, who is played by the Italian actress Diana Roncione, and then she leaves a bag on the train, and then he follows her to try and give her the bag back. And then there's this whole kind of Buster Keaton-y section in which he can't get through the crowds of people, or like maybe Chaplin inspired, but he can't get through the crowds of people. And then the whole thing turns into this kind of strange dreamscape, almost like, that bit at the end of Brazil when the Harry Tuttle character goes out and gets completely covered in newspapers and then disappears, and everything starts to become sort of, wonky and strange. And there's this really, really strange section in which it looks like it's filmed on a hill but on the flat, so everybody appears to be walking into wind. So anyway, it's a dance piece. It's basically an art dance piece with those 3 songs, starring and music performed by Thom Yorke and directed by Paul Thomas Anderson. And I only saw it on Netflix, and I'd love to have seen it projected actually, because it looks absolutely beautiful, as indeed do all Paul Thomas Anderson's things. And I thought it was really interesting. I was casting my mind back to Julian Temple's Jazzin' for Blue Jeans video. Do you remember that? When David Bowie's Jazzin' for Blue Jean came out, Julian Temple made a little short film, I think it was 16 minutes long, that went out as a support film with, was it Absolute Beginners? And it had like a narrative. Mm-hmm. Do you remember this? And it had there was a point when there were a number of sort of narratively inflected rock videos, pop videos, but they were almost like short films. I think ABC did Man Trap, didn't they? I think that was a kind of similar. There was a point in which people were making videos that had a sort of narrative element. In this, there's no dialogue. We're talking. It's all told through the medium of dance and music. And I'm a huge fan of Paul Thomas Anderson anyway. So it's not surprising that I sat there thinking I really love watching, but partly because we were talking about that film Married just a couple of weeks ago, and I was saying what I really like about it is it's telling the story through dance. And although I know nothing about dance, and I can't dance either, I've got no, I've got no natural sense of rhythm, but I love watching dance. And I love, like, one of my favourite films is the Powell and Pressburger version of The Red Shoes, and I love anything that's telling its story physically and through narrative. So for me, it was kind of like, oh, okay, fine, this is plus I love Radiohead. a huge devotee of Thom Yorke's solo work, not because I don't like it, but just I haven't heard most of it. But actually, I thought it was very interesting.
And where can I see
on
this?
Netflix? That's why it's Cream of the Streams. It's on Netflix. It's a Netflix presentation, and as I said, I'd like to have seen it on a big screen because I can imagine there are certain scenes in it, like there's this bit when he's moving through all these bodies that are kind of crawling along like beetles, and I imagine that on the big screen, it's almost weirdly enough, you know that bit in Inception when the corridor goes wonky and gravity goes up. There are bits in it that are almost like that in terms of the way in which the gravitational forces that appear to be working are, and it's got light installations. And I thought it was regular. And bear in mind, I'm not somebody who's got a huge tolerance for pop videos because I started watching pop videos in the 1980s when it all consisted of Ultravox standing around amidst a lot of dry ice with a robot drinking a martini. And I just always thought, yeah. And
you thought, that means nothing to me.
Exactly.